Alright guys, so the Minister of Canadian Immigration held a press conference today and he did talk about some very important topics including the importance of immigration in Canada. He did talk about the delays and the backlogs, the most important topic on backlogs, and then also the remedies that he has undertaken in the coming days to fix those backlogs and those the delays. Then he did talk about the upcoming few programs, Bill C-19, then there was a tier to PR pathway discussion as well. What are the upcoming probable programs with respect to family reunion, TR to PR, or probably workers, and all of those other important topics which we usually ponder upon on a daily basis. So I will be sharing the important highlights of that particular press conference today in this video. So please be tuned till the end. My name is Sahil. So guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to connect with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of coming to Canada, then this is a channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, today's video is on the most important topic, which was the press conference that was held by the immigration minister today in the province of British Columbia. Now, the Minister of Immigration, Sean Fraser, did come out in the public and talked a lot about what's happening around the delays, the backlogs, the remedies, and obviously upcoming few programs and what are the channels and the new opportunities that they're exploring or probably the new initiatives that they're taking. Now, the press conference started off with the immigration minister talking about the importance of immigration in the Canadian economy or the Canadian culture overall or the country overall. The first part of that particular topic was focused more on how Canada is an immigrant driven country all the time. They also focused heavily on why the Canadian economy has been able to recover and how the jobs have been added back to the market after COVID-19 and how the economy is growing back, about 115% rise in the jobs and everything. So all of those topics were thrown upon, the light was thrown upon them. And then the immigration minister did talk about saying that it is an immigrant country and we all have had immigrants, forefathers coming here. And because I am a first generation immigrant, but a lot of the other people who are here have had an immigration related past, right? So all of that was discussed. He did talk about why immigration holds an important, and this is really important for you to know, okay? Now, why immigration is really important to Canada. Now, there is one basic underlying fact that Canada is a big country by volume, by geographical area, it's large. But when you talk about the population, it's really small, okay? Now, when on the other hand we talk about these all benefits and free education and free healthcare and everything, this all comes from the taxpayers' money, right? Now, to run such a large country by geographical area and to give all of these benefits to probably the millions of people who are living here, somebody has to work and somebody has to pay those taxes, right? Now, the another issue that's happening is that the population that is young and youth today will become old in some times, and then owing to those benefits they will reap the benefits, right? They will require, say, Canadian pension plan or the the old age benefit and all of that. Now, for those times to come in the future, somebody has to pay the taxes today, and probably this today will be after 20 years as well, right? Now, one very important number that the immigration minister shared, he said that almost about 50 years ago, for every person who retired, there were about 7 people or 7 workers in the economy existing who were paying taxes. Now, today, like in the year 2022, that number has gone down from 7 people to just 3 people, right? So, for every person who's growing old, there are just 3 workers. Okay, now that this 3 is basically why Canada needs more immigrants. And then he said that probably 20 years from today, or probably 20-30 years, whenever the immigration minister himself will retire, that number from 3 will probably go down to almost 2, right? So since Canada is headed towards a decline of taxpayers, Canada needs more young people in the country to pay taxes, to start working, so that by by the time they get old and then the the generations ahead come to pay taxes in Canada, the economy will bounce back, because Canada has a lot of benefits to give, and somebody has to pay the taxes so that the benefits continue. Hence, Canadian immigration is the paramount of importance always, and it's is a center part of discussion in all the meetings, in all the government organizations that are across the globe, right? So all of the times Canada does hold up the importance of immigration. Now you know that why is immigration such important topic in Canada. Now coming over to the topic of delays and backlogs. Now guys, the immigration minister said that right now up until July 2022, about 275,000 permanent residents have been settled so far in the country, which clearly means that they're on the path to meet the highest number of resettled people in a particular year. They also said that happily the 6-month average processing time of the express entry is now back rather, right? They are able to meet this deadline for the new applications. He did also say that the family reunification applications are taking about 12 months, and both of these numbers, like the 6-month and the 12-month numbers, are pre-COVID standard timelines. So they are very well able to meet these timelines for upcoming new applications. He did mention that old applications have sort of clogged up the system, and they have taken that that lot of almost 2.8 million, which is now also reduced. They're saying that they've moved that out to a separate system, and then they are tackling them separately. Now, to tackle those backlogs specifically, Canada has done a major initiative that they will be hiring 1,250 people in this fall season to cater to those backlogs specifically. Okay, so that's the first remedy that they have taken upon. They will be hiring more people, and they are hiring more people to take care of those backlogs. The second remedy is that they have made a transparent reporting system which will be live in the coming days, and they will be talking about those delays and those backlogs specifically, so that the world can also monitor the number on a daily basis, and the world will be able to see where the budget is going and where the 1,250 people are working, or probably the other departments are also working, and who's working and how much work is actually going in to reduce that backlog. So they are very well in the right frame of mind to reduce the backlog and make sure that people get to land to Canada in the near times very soon, right? So that is an important step that he did declare. Apart from this, the Canadian Immigration Minister did focus on a couple of programs which are a part of his mandate letter, which really revolves around employers. So he wants to make sure that the international workers are easily and more efficiently available to those employers. They are very specifically focusing on international workers, permanent residents, family reunion, and these were the the main highlights of his discussion today. He did talk about the regularization of the undocumented workers as well. There was a question that was asked during the meeting, and he was asked that what is he doing to focus on the undocumented people or the workers in Canada. He said that the government or the immigration department is specifically focusing on new initiatives, while they've already taken a couple of initiatives, which was during the TR2PR pathway and the other programs for the Guardian Angel and all of those, where they helped a lot of people, right? And they are also working on such programs at the present as well, where they will be working towards regularizing the undocumented people, which means people who have been in Canada for a couple of years, don't have a status, but they're still living here and are actually working in the economy and helping the economy. So he said that he knows about them, and he will be working to bring them into the mainstream and to regularize them. The other important declaration he made was that the Bill C-19, which talks about targeted draws in the express entry, that was discussed, and it did say that the early part of 2023 will see the mainstream application of those targeted draws. Guys, that's one of the biggest declaration today, and it means that the targeted draws are coming very soon. A program that also talks about how temporary residents will be getting a permanent residency, that will also come in the month of September. So this upcoming month of September will see a program that is similar to TR2PR pathway, not the TR2PR pathway, but a program like that, which will talk about how temporary residents come into Canada can work their way to a PR. There'll be a permanent program which will be announced in the very short time. They are working very closely with the departments, and they're very close to talking more about it in the websites. The information will be given and everybody can read about it. Also, like the Bill C-19, targeted draws will happen in 2013. They are working on the framework as of now, and they are actually working towards the implementation part of it, because it was already approved. Now the implementation is happening. Guys, these are the important highlights of the press conference today. As you can see that immigration happens to be the center of attraction of all news articles in Canada. We love immigrants and we are immigrants. So Canada has been an accepting economy, an accepting country towards immigrants. We are happy about them and we are accepting, and we are a part of that economy, right? So immigrants are really important to Canada. Every now and then there are changes. Every minister, every cabinet, every year, every pandemic brings a lot of changes, a shuffle in the approach and the strategy. Well, let's see what the future has in store for everybody. For now, the immigration news for this particular day is over, and we wish you all the best. If you have anything to discuss with me, please feel free to schedule a consultation, and I would be more than happy to speak with you. Once again, I wish you all the best, and I really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.